You watch today's games, who reminds you of yourself or anything close to you?
Well, Kyrgios is the most obvious guy, to me. I mean, he's, every time he does something, the first thing I think is, did I do that? Did I resort to that? I did have situations, I tell this occasionally, but Nick has this tendency to scream at his box, and then you sort of let go, I guess, against people you almost love the most, screaming at him at the top of his lungs when he's playing Djokovic.
I've seen that.
Little unbecoming, but it reminded me way back when, like 40 years ago, my dad would be in the audience at the U.S. Open. I could picture it now, and I'd be sitting there, and it'd be 90 degrees out, and I'd be like hot, and I'd be all like hot and bothered, and I'd miss some shot, and he'd be like, "You can do it, son. You can do it." And I'd be like, "Fuck you, man." I'd be like, "You can do it. It's so easy for you to say, right?" So,
like having a complete meltdown at this point, like.
Well, semi-meltdown. The fact that I'm saying "fuck you" to my dad, probably not. So after the match, I come back, I win the match, and we're outside the locker room. He's like, "Son, did you say "fuck you" to me during the match?" And I go, "No, there was this jerk like 10 rows above you. I'm already like trying to bail out of this, get out of this, hole I've dug myself in." So I can relate to that part. I think Nick is the most talented player that I've seen in the last 10 years as far as his racket skills. And he's like a genius on the court. He really is, except the only thing I differentiate from him is that half the time, for whatever, I'm assuming it's fear of failure, which all of us have to some degree.
Yeah.
He's gone through stages where he's been unable to compete. Would you like it if your teammate tried half the time? I don't think so. You'd be like, get his on the bench. So,
right.
For someone who can, moves the needle and brings so much to the table, it's frustrating to see that. Thankfully, there's a good ending to this, hopefully. Yeah. The last couple months, all of a sudden, he's playing like, the number 2, 3 player in the world. Yeah. So of all the players right now, because these guys are so incredibly well-behaved, I'm amazed. So I'd have to go with him as the guy that's, I'd like to tell you it was like Rafael Nadal, but I don't think we're like that. Djokovic is like a human backboard.
Right.
Roger's, the most beautiful player I've ever seen. Not too many people today play the style that I play or have this personality. There's another guy that I thought was going to be more like me, Denis Shapovalov. He's a Canadian. He's very talented lefty, so I was like, okay, maybe that's what I would have played like now.
It's nice.
And he's, I was like, that's the guy I should, it's either him or Kyrgios. I should coach one of these two guys. But for some reason, Kevin, I haven't gotten the call yet.
Really?
I don't know why.
Are you the type person that will initiate that type of relationship if you see something?
No, I got 6 kids. I've got a life.
No doubt.
I don't want it to be full-time. I'd like to be part-time where it really mattered. Then it runs into sort of like issues with TV because, I was calling Milos's match in the finals against Murray. I was working, it's like, they were like, I don't think you should be doing this anymore. So it'd be tricky. It's great to be part of, listen, to be a coach and help in a little way would be rewarding.
Yeah.
I'm not going to deny that. And I as an ex-player and as a commentator and someone who cares about our sport, I want to see all these players get to sort of maximize their potential. Right. And truthfully, I don't see too many guys that, are able to get there. Obviously, these 3 guys are like Michael Jordan and LeBron James and Steph Curry. Those, I don't know, whoever you pick, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Right. That's who we've been witnessing all playing together the last 3 years. So from that standpoint, it's awesome. It'd be nice to be part a little bit more, but, I'm in a good position in my life.